So today I'm going to show how to make a wine rack out of pallets. Okay, so let's get started. Tools you'll need, of course, Sawzall. I find it easiest to disassemble the pallet completely first and start with all scraps. There you go. These are pallets that I've taken apart. And I'll show you how to do that. First, tool safety. Always wear safety glasses. Make sure it's unplugged when you're working on it. This one obviously. Change the saw blade every time it gets dull. Okay. Plug it in. And out. I start off with it upside down. I don't know why, it's just easier. For me anyhow. Because this is the side that the pallets, that when you make the wine rack, this is what you're going to see. Because this is the end cut that you see there. So you want to be careful when you do this. You don't want to slice into the wood too much. Alright. That is a beautiful piece of wood for your front of your wine rack. Once that gets sanded up a little bit and stained, these knots will come out beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to put that one aside, make that a front somewhere. That's not bad. Now, a lot of other people, they'll just take it here, because this almost looks, this section here, I hope you can see it, resembles here. So a lot of people cut it here by hand or something, and then just add the bottom piece, but you'll see as I go along, I think it's easier if you have the right tools. Okay. So I flip it upside down and put my arm. Now you're left with these 3 pieces. I'll show you how to cut them down. also, I mean, even something as little as that can really make or break a wine rack. Okay. So I'll put that on the front somewhere. Okay. So, hi. The length of the wine rack is about 13 inches. And then once you get the bottom put over the glass to slide into, you're talking about 13 and a half, 13, 14 inches. So I'll show you how to cut these down. I like to clean up the ends of them. Try to make it somewhat close flush there. Watch your fingers. I set up a stop here for 13 inches. So I'll just put them all against the stop. The sparks you saw, if you saw any, it was from a nail that was in there. These blades are shot. They'll cut through the soft pine, but I wouldn't use them for anything important like you know, fine cabinet making. You see how cold it is in here. So that's what you have left, are the 3 pieces for your wine rack. Every pallet you could get 2 wine racks. Trash, firewood. Firewood. Alright. So now you got your pieces, see? 2 wine racks. Remember that? That's going to be the front of one. A wider one is the back bottom one. And then another small one for the back top. That will be that one there. And that comes later. The bottom comes later. Okay, sanding time. Belt sander. I think I got 60 grit in here. 60 or 80. Like I said, it's rustic. And you don't have to have very, very fine. That's pretty much it for the sanding, except for I like to round the edges there and round the edges there, but I do that after I completed building it. I got all my pieces laid out. Glue. Need glue. Just remember to bring it inside. Don't store it outside when it's going to be like 15 degrees outside, because the glue does freeze. So that's not frozen anymore. Now for this you'll need a quick square, combination square, adjustable square, whatever you want to call it. So it's 1 inch. Okay. You'll see what that's for. 1 inch. That's for that lip right there. Okay. These are the 3 pieces. Pick 2. Now we're doing the back first. So the sanded side goes down, right? Because that's what you're going to see. This is the back. I should have just... Quick square, make sure it's squared. If you don't have an air gun, you can do it by hand with, some finished nails, or if you want to screw it, you put some screws, but I would suggest to pre-drill it before you put the screws because you might split this wood. It is dry, it's very dry. Square up the other side, flush in the back, at the bottom, the bottom, flush at the bottom. You can do the top. The glue is very important at the top, so that's how it's going to get mounted to the wall. So you don't want this thing falling down. And the customer finding out all you used was a couple of 2-inch brads. Good glue is stronger than wood. So again, remember, this is my front. I don't want to use this one yet. This is the sanded side, so it's going to go down. I should line it up. No, close. Good. Now remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It is rustic. Then you can flip it over. Now it's starting to resemble a wine rack. Glue. The glue was frozen, but the water is not frozen. Now, that's where the 1 inch comes in. Because you want the 1 inch here. That goes on last. So, I set that to 1 inch. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Getting close, right? Now, I like to do it this way if you try to do it while the pallet's still together, and you got that center piece, then you're trying to put your bottom piece in, then you got to put two of them in, two bottom pieces in there. Sometimes they're off, and it's a pain in the ass. So I like doing it from scratch. You put one long bottom piece in. Simple. A lot of the pallets, when they're rough cut, all the pieces pretty much are the same. So this almost, so close. I like using a folding ruler rather than a tape measure. This is more accurate because with a folding ruler you got the end kind of moves around. If it bends, you don't get an accurate. This is accurate. This is very accurate. This is all I use when I build things. Except something bars like a door, then you gotta use tape measures. An air nailer makes it a lot quicker. Looking like a wine rack. Now, you can leave it like that if you like, without the center part. If you want that center part to give it a more of a pallet look. Simple. Take the piece that you haven't cut yet, make sure it fits in there good. Flip it upside down, put it right in the center where you want it. Mark it where you want to cut. You want to cut the bottom of it. Okay? So that's why you gotta flip it upside down. Mark it. Good, close. I wanted to take the line off that I made. It's a phrase, I guess, cabinet makers or construction workers, or line on or line off. I don't know what else to tell you. So I always think to myself, line on means when you cut it, do you leave that line, that pencil line, do you leave that pencil line there, or do you just take that pencil line right off? So I took that pencil line right off, and it should be flush. Perfecto. Now, all I do is just line it up where the nails are originally from the pallet, as you see here. Right there. Couple brads. Okay. Square it up. Good. Voila. Now you're wondering about where to put the glasses at? You just use one of the pieces that you cut off the pallet. You space it out. I do every 3 inches on center. Since you don't have that center piece, you don't have to worry about it. But if you look on other how to do it, FYI, fix it yourself. Then you'll have to take in consideration for that center piece and start on each side of that 3 inches on center. So if you don't, you're not going to have enough room to slide a wine glass in there if you have that center piece. That's why I don't like that center piece. That's why I have a nice flat piece like that. So then, to cut these out, use your imagination. I have a little drill press. I drill press out those holes with that bit, and then that'll make your holes. And then these lines here, you can either take a saber saw and cut them out, or what I do is I go over here to my table saw with my, of course this wouldn't be up there, and I'll saw them down, take the pieces out like so, nice and carefully. But you don't want to go too far. When you do, you have these little notches, but this is the bottom, so you'll never see it. Okay? And then to attach that, boom, boom, boom. I'm not attaching it yet because it's a lot easier to stain it when this is not on there. So I attach that after I'm done staining. But make sure you put glue at the ends. And then voila, you have a wine rack like that. That's it. Thank you. Hello again. Now I'm going to demonstrate how I make the bottom piece here for the glasses. I built 10 racks, 10 wine racks today. So now I need 10 of those glass holders. So a while back I made a jig so I could just lay out the spacings of the wine glasses quickly. Okay. You can develop your own way of doing it, but this is how I do it, okay? They're 3 inches on center. That's about average of a wine glass. Whatever. So, I'll just show you how to do one real quick. Okay, so got it marked out. Now I'm going to come over here and throw it out. Whoa, light's bright. Blinding me. Blinded me. Make sure it's unplugged when you're working with it, okay? Because Safety first. Because if this would accidentally turn on for some odd reason while that truck's in there, wham, bam, thank you, man. You know, because things just usually just turn on all by themselves. So, I mean, safety. Who's going to take care of the kids? Alright, now I got my holes. Another jig thing I had. Made it. Not made it, I'm sorry I had it. But I like the center part to be a little bit smaller than the hole itself. Alright. So, now I gotta cut out these little things here. I did it before on the scroll saw, but that took fucking forever. So, voila! Remember, what's always first? Safety. But seriously, you should always respect and fear your tools. Once you stop being afraid of them, that's when accidents happen. So far, I still have all mine, but I've been doing this since probably 12 or 13 years old. I've been doing this. And I'm still afraid. I'm still afraid of this thing. Because this thing doesn't know flesh, doesn't know the difference between flesh and wood. Okay? I joke around about safety. I don't have a guard on here. In the real life, I'm sorry. Glasses, they're not really safety glasses, but at least they'll help. You just got to be careful, man. That's all. You just got to be careful. Fear is a great tool. Okay? For some reason, every time I start it up, I always lean. Again, fear. I have a fear that that blade's gonna go. There you go. There's your bottom piece for your wine rack.